my first Waxstock done. Awesome. I have just jumped onto the motorway. I am minutes away from the Rico Arena, so I thought I'd debrief you guys. I'll tell you what's what, because this is fresh. I mean, I've been talking a lot today. I talk for a living. My throat is raw. I don't care. It's worth it. I've been talking to a lot of good people. I've had a lot of good chats, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. If you've not been before, footage, I'll show you everything that's coming up. I'll put it after this. But I have, and maybe it's just the perks of kind of me doing what I do, I've met a lot of people that I get to deal with or talk to, but today I've put names to faces. But I tell you, I've had some real good chats with some real like-minded individuals, and just thoroughly good people. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I did a magic trick for Alan from AM Details, Jim from White Details, Terry from White Details. It's craziness. Like, you know, I had a deck of cards on me. Alan said do a trick, film me doing a trick. Jim came over. You know, Jim was eagle-eyed. He was trying to catch me out. I think I caught, you know, like tricked him. Can't be sure. I don't even care. We trading off that story for, you know, weeks. These are guys that, you know, they have the channels that I can only really look at and go, you know, I'm going to aspire to videos of that quality, of that caliber, that type of content. Granted, they run businesses, I dick about, it's a different thing, but you need your heroes, you need these people to aspire to, grab onto their coattails, and, you know, better yourself, better what you're doing. And that's inspired me today, very much so, meeting these people, because, you know, they're just good guys like you and I. Nice people, and you know, I kind of feel inspired, re-inspired. You know, the channel's almost a year old to the day. You know, I'm just going to keep chasing this, keep pushing it. I don't even know where, just keep pushing it. You know, make everything better. I've had some great chats about legalities and technicalities and things that I think are very, very important. So that's something that I want to look at more of. But let me tell you who I've met, who I've talked to, and I'm going to try and do this in a bit of an order. So, you know, hopefully I don't forget anyone, but pulled up in the car park. The car park, Rico, if you don't mind me saying, your spaces are narrow. Get parking is at a premium. You need wider spaces. Spaces are too narrow. But got a shout immediately. Chongo. Chat with him. Mick. He's on Instagram, and he's on Detailing World, the professor on Detailing World. And his good wife Claire, lovely as she was, lovely to meet both of them. So I met those, had a chat, we chatted as we walked in, we bought tickets together. There was a guy, if you are that guy who was in the queue, who just walked around, gave me a smile and said, I like your channel, I like that you've paid me a compliment, so thank you to you. I don't know whoever you are, but if you comment below, thank you very much. So I met that guy, then went in, and I decided now I'm going to peruse, I'm going to have a look round. I've got time on my side. Now, yes, the Rico Arena, it's not the biggest hall in the world, and yes, if time was against me, I could have gone round in about 2 hours. It's all possible. However, time's on my side, so I milled, took my sweet ass time. I went round, I had a look at some of the cars, not all of them. I filmed a bunch, but not every one. I was busy appreciating some of the loveliness. Now, I've seen comments before where people have been said, you know, look, I've seen some swirls and marks and things like that. And yes, there were some cars that were there. I want to tell you this, I was nervous driving down to park my car in the car park with hundreds of other people, because I know there are flaws in the paint. I know there's paint missing, I know there's rust. So I respect that people are willing to put the cars out there and have them judged. It's good for them, you know, more power to them. If there's swirls, there's marks, things like that, it's a learning lesson for them. And I tell you who gave me the best example of that on the day was Mr. SC Detailing himself, was Sean Carr. So he got a car prepped and into the top 16, then it was the top 8, and you know what, he ended up becoming second in the show and shine. Second. Dreamer coming second. Proper detailing. And you know what, he's excited to come back and try for first. See, so if you've got swirls on your car and you've turned up today, yes, they shouldn't be there, but be excited to come back next year even better. That's your aim, that's got to be your aim. It's a constant game of improvement. Detailing's never done, it can always be better. That's the joy of it. So yeah, met Sean, met the SC detailing team, met them. I've messed the order up, but it doesn't matter. I met Andy, who is Miles Drive. He's a lovely man. I bumped into Jack from Detailing Central and his friend Ryan. Had a good chat with them. I mean, we spent most of the day dicking about. I encouraged him to spend his money and he duly obliged. So I apologised to his pocket for being a little bit lighter. I got to meet a lot of these manufacturers that I get to talk to, but I don't necessarily get to see the faces, or I know the faces and I've never met them. Saw Dan, ODK. Now I've met Dan from ODK, so I'm not going to say I met him. Saw him again. We're already acquainted. After Dan's stand, there was Fraser, Wowo's. Met Fraser, had a good chat with him. And there's a guy that knows, you know, his onions, knows his business. We had an interesting chat about legalities and labelling and whatnot. And the guy's spot on what he says. You know, there's a lot of this basic stuff that's being missed, and it shouldn't be. David Lashkey. I really sincerely hope, David, that I pronounced your surname correctly. I apologise if I didn't. David, he's a proper top bloke. You know, he pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I liked that, and he made me go around and talk to people I've never met. And bear in mind, I'm talking to people I've never met, but he's pushing me into other things, and he introduced me to people that I don't know and I haven't met, but are, you know, integral and vital people in this industry that we call detailing. And you know, he gave me a bit of an education. He taught me through some bits and bobs. So I'm immensely grateful for taking some time out, David. A personal thank you to you for doing that. That was very, very good of you, and I'm very, very grateful. He introduced me to some cool people. John Hogg from Angel Wax was one of them. Now, this guy, he is a proper mad professor. He's got the white coat and everything. You know, he's every bit what you'd expect from sort of what you'd read from the guy. You know, he was knowledgeable, and he educated, and it's a great sign of a great teacher that, you know, when someone's educating you, they're like, yes. You know, I wanted to learn more. I could have stayed and chatted with that guy and picked his brains to the point where he just said, you know what, go away now. But he didn't. It was brilliant. I met the Jays. There's Jay from Obsession, Jay from Bouncers, and Jay and Joe from Obsession were there. Jay from Bouncers, there was a lovely lady that was there, and she chatted, and she was very warm and hospitable, and I'm sorry I did not catch her name, and I apologise, but I met her as well, and she was lovely. I met a lady called Amanda from Shoal Concepts, and I like their products. I like to use more of them, so I'm going to try more of them. So that. Met Imran from Into Detailing. Speak with Imran a lot, so finally met him. Know what he looks like now. Met him. Met Paul Dolden from off of Paul Dolden Details. Man, he's tall. Had a good chat with him, and we had a good meal about. I met Michael from Infinity Wax. Michael's been a big supporter from the almost from the get-go of the channel, so it's good. It's good to meet him in person. We had a good chat, and you know, looked at some of his products, and it was all good. Who else did I meet? Who else did I bump into? Tony from Wax Planet. Finally met him. Chatted a good long while. Tony and I. Pitsy from Detailing World. Simon. Met him. So finally got a face to that name. Had a good chat with him. Alan, AM Details. Jim, Terry, White Details. I've already mentioned those, but you know, I'll mention them again. I met those guys. They were cool. They were cool guys. God, who else did I bump into? I'm trying to think my way around the floor at this point. I had a chat with some of the other brands, but people I don't necessarily know. Nice guy who sold me a Sprite. He was alright by me. Met the Juicy Details guy. Stephen? From Juicy Details? I'm going to say Stephen. So many names I've learned today. Might be wrong on that one. Very briefly met the MV Car Care guy. He seemed busy. So he was a little distracted. Got to wave. Who else did I see? Met the Wowo people. Finally. Neil from Wowo. Duncan. Lovely lady. I've made a habit. There's two lovely ladies I've met today and I didn't catch their names. Lovely lady on the Wowo stand. Apologies for not catching your name. It's my bad. Darren, met Darren. Darren from off of, he makes some comments on my videos. He was on the ODK stand, so hi Darren. God, so many people. All in all, what a fantastic day just to meet like-minded people, have a good chat. I think honestly the show, in terms of the size, yeah, it's not the biggest, and a big part of it is just one big shop, you know, some good discounts, good prices, but if you want to go and meet like-minded people and have a good chat with these people that share your passion and enthusiasm, I can't think of a better place. So if you're unsure about joining in, if you're unsure about going next year, do it. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I got the time off finally. I think it's year 4 and I haven't got the weekend off so far, but finally got it, and it was a super cool day. It was very fun, very exciting. You know, it's just one of those fantastic type of enjoyable experience type of days where I come away a little bit hoarse, but super stoked, super excited, enthused, inspired. You know, I kind of want to push this channel on, and I feel inspired to do that as well. So, you know, a reinvigoration, a re-energization, so many long words. I feel super stoked. I'm proper excited. So I'll edit everything together as fast as possible, see how it all comes out. It's going to be patchy as hell. I don't even care. I filmed stuff. I'm just going to put it together, see how it all looked. I didn't even film all the stuff, I just filmed stuff. But that's it. If you're unsure, get on board, get your tickets booked next year when they become available. I'm going to do my utmost to get the time off next year, and see you all again there. Take care, bye-bye. First Waxstock. Let's start it properly, shall we?
Good morning, can I take your order, please?
Hi, double sausage and egg meal, please. So, my first Waxstock. It is exciting. Let me fix this for a second. There. I've never been to one before, and I live less than 30 miles from the Rico Arena. Sacrilege, I'm sure you'll agree. Now, the nature of my work is I don't get so many weekends off, and that causes this problem. But I managed to get this week off. Got lucky on this one. It presented me a problem, and it's left me a little bit nervous about this one, and I'll explain for why. There's a lot of people I want to meet, a lot of things I want to see, experience, soak it all up. But naturally, pride in your car is the reason we're going. Now, I've had a week off, and the preceding 6 days have involved me travelling about 500 miles, roughly speaking, several torrential downpours, parking under a tree. I fed my children fresh croissants in the back, and so that to be posh, them things are flaky as hell. Car's a tip. What can I do? It's life. So I've never professed to be professional, certainly never professed to be perfect. So if you see my car on the day, just try and hide the disappointment, because, you know, I already know about it. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm not going to let you stick around and watch me eat it, because the muffin's next, and that's going to get destroyed. It's not going to be attractive. So, sod off. I'll see you at the arena.
We haven't already taken any. How are we
Thank you,
getting
Alec.
on? We've got loads.
You got it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have found the lesser spotted Paul Dolden, seen here in his natural habitat, taller than I'd imagine.
Hello, Luke. How are
How you doing? You alright, mate?
Yeah. Nice to see you.
And you?
Finally.
Systems like this, like before I came down to the 98 test yesterday, I was studying the whole way down on the plane. I was studying. It just gives you that reason to make that time. If you're wanting to get that little accolade, you'll sit to one side and go, you know what, I'm gonna book a leather and prepare a thing. I'm gonna go and see these guys and I'm gonna learn about their coding.
Found another one.
Oh, look who it is.
How you doing? You alright?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
Good stuff, good stuff. Just bumping into Jim White details. Welcome to Waxstock. I'm with David. He's pressuring me into interviewing people.
No pressure at all.
No pressure at all.
But we're going to go around and see who we know, we think.
Yeah, we're going to be acquainted with names of faces that we've never really put together.
So if we swing round this way, we might actually bump into Jay from Bouncers.
Guys, how you doing?
Hello, Jake.
Yes.
Nobody's under pressure with any video here.
I'm Wowo today. You know,
He's moonlighting.
yes, we're you know the north and south and all that. We come to, you know, no divisions here. Happy days.
It's a happy relationship.
But we could even get Dan in the shot now.
We could.
He could come in and say hello as he's on video as well, because he did video
Facebook
himself.
Live, guys. Facebook Live.
On Facebook Live. Let me change camera.
Take care.
How are we doing, people?
We're on
Guys,
Facebook
hey.
Live on this
Welcome
one.
to Waxstock.
And
We are live on Waxstock.
So we're all feeling very because OCD today.
Very because
Pay no
OCD.
attention.
Yep.
Yeah. So, guys, happy days.
It can be vaguely edited.
fragrant.
That's all I've got. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. A lot of patchy editing. Wow.
We've told Fraser we're doing videos, so he's been to his lips
Spent because it's
I think he should buy another couple of wax.
full agreement.
Maybe just buy one of everything.
Yeah.
I've near enough done that, so
Yeah. I think you should do it again.
again.
What can you get for the man that has everything? A spare.
That's fair.
So
There we go.
get on it.
There we go.
Nice to meet you anyway.
Have a good day. Enjoy your trip home.
Yeah.
Sure will be short.
It's only 10 minutes.
29 minutes of it.
Mine's all of.
Yeah, it's alright. I'm on a 5-hour drive. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel sorry
Fraser's
for
not as
your man.
local as me, unfortunately.
That's sorry for his man. That's
Well,
in the car.
I'm north of the
Well, hopefully he's come and made enough money from today.
Yeah, it's really cold where I come from.
Yeah.
There's white walkers there.
It's why people have beards. It's important.
I shaved mine off the other week and then I've just started to let it grow back. So.
It's fluffy at this stage.
Do you do beard wax as well?
No, but
Contact
someone-
121 for a beard.
David, who else do we need to meet?
Probably people, but they're a long walk away, so we might want to have a quick advertising.
Have you gone and spoken to John?
Meet the people from Angel Wax.
Alright, how we doing?
Hi.
This is Luke.
Really?
Luke takes informational videos and has a Facebook page where he
YouTube.
just really helps to educate people in what they need to do. I said, I know this really nice guy called John who works for Angel Wax, and when John came to my place to do a demo, he showed me what the difference was between waxes and ceramics because he used some.
Yeah.
Could Luke video you doing that? Is
you're
that
happy
okay?
to do that.
Yeah.
No problem. I'll need to get my props.
Okay.
We used lids before, but we're on money today because he's feeling flush.
No, I found it actually works better because you get bigger gaps and edges and stuff. But yeah, you're right, I did lids the last time, didn't I? How do you want to do it? Do you want to do it here? Do you want to do it in the glass front?
Yeah.
How's the...
Whatever suits you, sir.
Oh, whatever suits your camera. What's the light? Whatever light.
This is good. This
That'll be
works.
good?
Yep.
Right, okay. Right. Basically, the standard waxes are the usual blends of carnauba, beeswax, some oils, and one or two other wee bits and pieces that we throw in. And that's consistent for all the waxes, apart from these two. That's the fifth element. That's the Enigma. Now the Enigma has a nano ceramic through it. The fifth element has a different molecule, but it's a molecule that's positively charged at either end and basically reinforces the wax like a reinforcing rod does in a concrete structure.
Right.
It stops lateral movement. The ceramic itself is clever. When you have a wax sitting in your car, the molecules are all different sizes and they all fit in a bit like that. So as you can see in what's known as a matrix, there's big holes, small holes, and the water is through these holes underneath the wax. It causes it to delaminate, and that's how your wax wears.
Right.
The nanoceramic in the Enigma sits in the holes. Cross links, across the way, down the way. And this results in a film that's really smooth, really uniform, great water resistance, great durability, and it enables the enthusiast to get a ceramic finish, but not with the time and the effort and the lights that you need for a true glass coat. And that's basically it.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You're
You ever
right.
had it explained to you like that before?
Never. No.
There you go.
That is a first.
And that's why John's brilliant.
Yeah.
But that's basically it. You've got all these molecules and there's gaps. They don't all mesh together. So that sits. But this one, the molecule basically goes straight through the wax
Yep.
and it laterally stabilises it.
Right.
Have you got a tissue, John?
A tissue.
So when we talk about colour charged waxes as well,
Oh yeah, sure, right.
so there are a number
promise
of brands.
that's clean.
Yeah, there are a number of brands here who have colour charged waxes who, under their own admission, will say that they don't do what they need to do. When you take a colour charged wax there,
Silver,
or there,
black.
or there, you'll see that the degree of coloration that they hold is far more significant than any other brands that are in the market.
Yeah.
That's why they work well.
Precisely the way they do it. When you take the silver and you put it like that, it's silver. Take the white, put it like that, it's white. And that's not going to work. You can see where I'm going. That's black. And that will enhance the colour of the... And there is... You see, it's enhanced the colour a bit. The silver will stay there until I get around to removing it. And the white is a bit more subtle. It takes a bit more work, but it does get there.
Wax is an angel wax.
Yeah.
The evil genius returns.
G-Technic stand out.
So you've got C1 for paint,
Yep.
C4 for trims, C5 for wheels, and then on top of the paint you can put EXO.
Yep.
As an alternative to C1 you can put crystal serum, so you've got enhanced durability.
Yep.
Additional beading, so something like crystal serum with EXO on top is going to give you your most definitive finish.
Yep.
And the thing that John said about the ceramics applies here. It's just liquid, so applying a liquid, it's got a solvent in it, it's got a flash off time, so it gives you working ability. Leaves a layer of crystal sealant on top. Job done?
Yep.
Perfect.
Kind of where I cut my teeth, really. Maguire stuff.
It's where everybody should cut their teeth.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you're hopping up from your shampoo, your bucket, your sponge, and an old t-shirt to wash your car with,
Yep.
the first thing you should do is to buy some Maguires to prove it works so you can get it in the high street.
Yeah.
There's no point stretching your legs on something that's far more technical when Maguires spend so much money on R&D and putting the right products to the market. They know their stuff.
Yeah.
And just because you can get it in Halfords doesn't mean it's not as good as anything. So Envy do their own range of products. They import wheel brushes.
Yep.
Tim's the owner.
Tim,
You're on video.
I apologise for nothing. I'll edit it out if you want me to, it's fine.
So they got things that are very well known, things like the filler killer.
Yep.
So pre-wax, after polishing,
Yeah.
pre-wax cleaner there. They got really good products like the bubbly jubbly,
Yep.
Vinyl, Red Sea, shampoos, APCs. So full range of products. And a very well appreciated
Yeah.
range as well.